Pippsqueaks finally got spotlight. The Pippsqueaks finally got spotlight. This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill. Yes, finally. Booyah. Seriously, does anyone else agree with me that the Pippsqueaks as characters have been very underutilized by G5 for a while now? I mean, they've just been there as background characters, got a minute or two of screen time at best, and then the only one out of the trio that got any sort of development was Seashell. Dare I say it? They might even be considered wasted potential, blah blah blah. Until now, that is, because today's leaked episode sets out to change all that, by not only basing the story around them, but developing one of the other characters along with it. Did it succeed? Well, we're about to find out.
Hello everypony, my name is Hawk Nightwing, the most unapologetic defender of G5 you'll ever meet.
And this is my review of Naruto Season 2, Episode 34, Pipp-sync Battle. The episode follows a competition main melody meant to decide who will be included in Pipp's all-new music video. Many ponies performed for this, but ultimately end up disqualified by the end of their run. Once the Pippsqueaks get their time to shine though, Pipp immediately realizes that Glory has gone missing and has lost her confidence. Following an actually heartfelt scene, she and the Pippsqueaks deliver an awe-inspiring performance and win the competition, therefore making it into Pipp's music video. So, what do I think? Well, if you've seen the thumbnail for this video, you'll know that I really enjoyed this episode, and it's another example of how to do a Pipp story justice. Now, on the surface, this looks like a typical formulaic Pipp outing. Something style premise, maybe the Pippsqueaks make an appearance in the background, surface level story. Heck, considering the plot itself, I actually thought Naruto had run out of ideas, and was just repeating Got to Trot again, complete with an outcome we all saw coming, and not much to chew on aside from the surface level. I thought maybe it was a style over substance premise, if you will. Boy, was I wrong. Because then, I started to notice some things. I noticed that the Pippsqueaks had actual reason to be included in the episode. I noticed that Glory, a member of the trio often ignored, was actually getting a bit of development and personality. I noticed a lesson was starting to be properly set up. Then the ending hits, and oh my goodness, this episode was fantastic! This might be the second most smart Pipp story I've seen after Digital Detox. And coming after the kinda dud that was Magic Mirror, I really needed an episode like this. One that could show not only what Pipp is capable of when given the right kind of story, but the Pippsqueaks as well. The episode draws you in thinking you're in for another average outing, before bombarding you with the feels and emotional catharsis. Everything seems just fine and standard at first, but from the moment Glory's revealed to have a bit of stage fright, that's when I knew this episode was going to have a bit more meat to it. And then we get to the bit where Pipp comforts her, and I was sold. I've noticed while watching G5 over the years and working on the rival project so far, that it is very difficult to write Pipp properly as a character. You can either lean too hard into the well-known qualities and pump out an episode that's all style and no substance, or you can subvert the typical stereotype placed upon her, and instead show her as a mentor figure and a role model, or tap into her vulnerable side. So how did this episode do Pipp right? By actually showing her connecting to one of her own fans on a personal level. No more of the superficial connection prior episodes pushed. This is a genuine, well-written scene that shows Pipp forming a genuine bond with Glory, giving her advice and encouraging her. It's a fantastic lesson to convey to kids. That yes, it may be scary to put yourself out there in front of every pony you know, and you risk things going wrong. But how do you know until you actually try it? How do you know you will screw up or do well if you don't take a leap of faith and give it your best shot? Pipp shows Glory here that there is value in trying, even if you think you might fail. Her virtue of confidence put on full display here as she gives that to someone else in need, and inspires them to let their magic run wild, let confidence be their song. The bond that formed between Pipp and Glory here honestly kind of reminded me of Rainbow Dash and Scootaloo, and the moment they had to grow as characters. That was a nice little parallel, one that I didn't expect. And then we get to the ending performance with Let Your Magic Run Wild, and I was like, yes! Get 'em, girl! You got this! The song choice was perfect, the framing and timing of the shots was perfect, the choreography was perfect, and the limited visuals we got were perfect. Everything about this climax was perfect. And I'm not gonna lie, between the previous scene and now this, it actually got me in the feels. This is another one of G5's well-known magical moments, where the emotional catharsis suddenly kicks into high gear, the music swells, and you just want to cheer for the characters that they do something amazing. What better way to show this powerful moment of overcoming fear than the Naruto song? One that's become iconic in its own right through its numerous usages. It's practically become the anthem of Naruto Season 2 and G5 as a whole, due to its powerful theming. Glory finally overcomes her fear, and shows the audience what she's truly made of. This is exactly what I wanted from the Pippsqueaks all along. Actual character growth like this, and irrefutable development. I was genuinely blown away by this. There were other good things in this episode too, I promise. I liked the different background ponies that got to come on stage and performed. We even got a certified Starblazer cameo, so that's how you know this episode is good. I also found it funny that this episode kept cutting between different songs for each character that went on. Because of how abrupt the transitions were in the sound mixing, I'd be vibing to one song and suddenly it cut off. That was actually kind of funny. Unintentionally so, but still. The visuals, for what we can see of them, were great the whole way through, something that really goes without saying. What else can I say? This really was an outstanding episode with a really great moral. I know I talk about Pipp and the Pippsqueaks a lot, but really, that's where the heart of this episode lies. I consider it an episode that contains style with substance, as it's the perfect blend of the usual thing we come to expect with Pipp, while also throwing in some genuinely thematically rich and emotionally mature stuff in there too that makes it stand out from the crowd.
But what do you guys think of this episode? Feel free to let me know in the comments below. Until next time, this is Hawk Nightwing signing out. Hoof to heart.